Warning, this one's about to get wild. Today on the podcast, Pushing the Envelope, we're joined by our very first guest, straight out of Colorado. He went from debt to doing time, from depression to addiction, and turned it all into drive, discipline, and success as a hip hop producer, writer, and performer, collaborating with the Hooded Poets rap group. He's a mechanic, entrepreneur, father, and buff dude with a story that hits harder than a bass drop. Government name might be James, but we all know him as Swervin303, the only man who can out-critic himself before the beat even drops. Let's push the envelope wide open.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
So this is it, dude. This is our first interview, which we're really excited to have you on. I know we've been chopping it up a bit here and there.
Yeah, normally when I webcam, I have on a lot less.
Usually my nipples are showing, but you know. We'll wait till our second show to do that. But yeah, dude, like the whole TikTok thing is very new to me. I'm kind of a boomer. John will tell you that I'm kind of old school where I'm like the YouTube. I still type like this, but I always thought like when I hear TikTok, I always think like, teenage girls fucking dancing and like, that's always what I thought. And then John kind of, we started talking about this podcast and the whole idea of the dudes supporting dudes and dads supporting dads, like that whole like movement really kind of like resonated with me. And then I didn't realize like the times that I have gone on live, I always feel like it's like some weird ass dude like with blue hair and nose rings, and I'm like, dude, this shit is weird, dude. And then now that I'm like, obviously the algorithm it now has changed where every time I open it, I'm like, holy shit, dude. Like there's dudes out on their farm and there's dudes out fishing and there's dudes out.
There's all kind of shit. Tons of it.
So, really my first question for you would be like your original story, like what kind of got you into the TikTok kind of atmosphere?
Wow. So I hated TikTok. I talked so much shit about TikTok. I thought, I knew in my soul that TikTok was for weenies and, only like self-indulgent, narcissistic people were on TikTok. And then I dipped my toe in the water and I was like, there's some cool shit on here. There's some really funny videos. There's some really wild stuff on TikTok. So Natalie, my lady, actually started doing TikToks before I did and, kind of convinced me. Really just to kind of keep tabs on her because I know how dudes are. So, I started doing it and it was fun. It reminded me of back when I first started recording music, it was freeing, it was almost therapeutic. You could vent your frustrations, your angers, your sorrows, your happiness, your wins, whatever. And, people watched it. Cool. If they didn't, cool, but you got it out, and, it just so happened that people started following me. Oh shit.
That's crazy. John and I just had that conversation before you jumped on about how it was therapeutic.
Right. Well, and that's how music was, that's how music was. You could vent anything you can't say in public, you could say on a song.
Yep.
Anything you can't say to someone's face, you could say on a song. And, it's kind of the same way.
That's awesome. Yeah, I went to school for recording engineering for the same reason. Like that was like my outlet was music. So let me ask you this. So at what point did you feel like it was the claim to fame? Like, did you have a video that like, it was like that aha, like, oh shit, this just popped off?
So I did one and it was about, I don't even remember. It was a political one, it was back during the election and it just went within like a couple of days. I was at like 2,500. And that's a lot for me. Like I don't have any other videos that are even anywhere close to this one. And it was a rush. It was a freaking rush, man. And I was just standing outside the halfway house at the time. I'd get up in the morning, walk to work, and on the way to work, I just rant on my phone like a psychopath. People started watching me. People started agreeing with me. People started, supporting it. And it was kind of surreal, especially in Colorado, because Colorado's Colorado sucks.
It's very liberal in Colorado.
Oh my God.
Absolutely.
Oh my God. It's so bad. This place used to be a paradise, man. It was amazing. And now ever since they call it the Gang of Four, they're liberals. That's what they are. They're billionaire liberals that took over the whole damn state. Jeez. And just push their whole agenda. And this place is a shithole now. It sucks, man.
So, James, we've talked a little bit over the last 2 weeks. And from what I gather, everything we talked about, you've like lived a movie. I mean, How does it feel being on the other side of all of that now, sitting in a podcast studio instead of a jail cell?
I love it, dude. I'm blessed to be sitting here right now. I am, I don't even know how the fuck I made it. I live my life never expecting to get past 21 years old. So
How old are you, if I may ask?
I'm 44 right now.
Okay, so you're right there with us. We're right
Right.
there.
Let's
Right.
go.
Dude, you see the gray? Like, no, I use
Yeah,
just
no,
for men.
this
See it. I see it every morning.
Jesus, John looks like he's fucking 75.
Hey,
Now I
you know
went and
what?
got crispy for tonight's show. I got a haircut and did the beard trim. Last night I was like a
Dude, John
woolly
called me on
mammoth.
John called me on FaceTime yesterday, and I almost fucking dropped my phone. It looked like fucking
No,
like an Afghanistani fucking Santa Claus was in.
Remember when we
Fucking
were in the
jihadi.
live and we
That's your
started?
Well,
Yeah, but
yeah, man.
that's a really good question, John. I mean, it's I could only imagine, and it's I think we can all relate to like the blessed part of it. Like,
Right.
if you look above my bed, it says thankful. Like John and I, we were always supposed to fail.
Right.
Like we were those kids who were like, they're gonna be fucking dead or in jail by 21.
And honestly, like from my perspective of it, seeing and knowing Ronan and knowing who I am, he's right. We were supposed to fail. And without this podcast, this is like the cherry on top if it goes big. But without this, you're doing good with your life. I'm doing good with my life. I mean, we're genuinely doing this for the love of it. So
Well, that's the best things in the world, right? Nobody becomes a painter because they want to make a bunch of money.
sure.
Yeah.
They become an artist or a musician or whatever because they love the art. And if it's the other way around, their art sucks.
Yeah.
Their art is trash. You see it all over the place. But people that are generally in love with what they do, whether it's fixing cars, building houses, performing for other people, making podcasts, entertaining, informing, whatever, people that do it because they love it are the best in the world.
Absolutely. I mean, I can't. I mean, you can't hit that more nail on the head. Now, let me ask you. So, with like what John and I are trying to do, and I will say, I think this is more John's idea, was interviewing people. Like I always, like a year ago, we had kind of thrown it around, like starting a podcast, and because I think the reason that we wanted to do a podcast is because of our relationship, like the banter, right? Like
Right.
I can call him an Afghanistani Santa Claus, and
I can call him a permanent lush, even though he doesn't drink anymore.
Like,
he has
we could-
enough left in his liver.
Well,
like some
what liver?
some people hear the shit, like our conversations, and they're like, "Do you hate that person?" I was like, "No, what are you talking about?" They're like, "You said
Oh
the
my
most
God.
hateful shit to that guy."
Oh my God. Like, let
You know,
me
like-
let me introduce you to Prison real quick. Like, Prison is
Yeah.
the longest running, most raunchy gay joke I've ever lived through.
Yeah, dude. Like that's
It's
you
like
know,
sailors on a submarine.
Right.
yeah,
And the funny
exactly.
part is, like, everybody's doing these little, underhanded nut slaps and calling each other, sissies and all this other stuff. But then when an actual gay guy shows up, everybody shuts up and walks away.
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
gone. They're gone.
It's so John and I, like, it just made sense. Like, even if, like you said, if nobody wants to listen, whatever, dude, but it is therapeutic, it's
Yeah.
we, and we know each other for like going on damn near 40 years, and the banter that we have, like we do, like we'll have phone calls and I'm like, we'll be on phone calls and I'm like, dude, that right there would have been like a viral video if somebody overheard our conversation. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, yeah, dude.
We say it all the
the
time.
camaraderie.
We have FaceTime calls that we wish were
Were
in front of
recorded.
the camera recorded.
Can't
We
you
would
do that?
like really go viral. I mean, that would be crazy.
Don't
And
they have
then-
the option to do that now?
Well, now, so what we've started to do is basically like if we're gonna talk, like, just fucking do a live, and we'll just talk,
Right?
And then all of a sudden there's people in the background laughing and posting shit, and but John had brought up an idea about interviewing people, and I had thought the whole time we would just and obviously once in a blue moon if somebody like a friend wanted to get on it, and then John had mentioned interviewing content creators, and
I
it
think you
just-
called me a psycho for communicating to people at 1:24 in the
Dude.
morning.
That's
Whatever,
what
dude.
148 in the morning's for, dude. That's why they
Swervin is
invented
sitting in this
148 in the
studio,
morning.
brother. He is sitting in this studio.
So, dude, it's like fucking
Nothing good happens after 10 o'clock anywhere, even on TikTok.
Yo, my man is, and I told him the other day. So actually, you know what? on that note, we're full of like energy, we're full of excitement, and I'm telling John, I'm like, bro, slow down, dude, chill out. Like I'm all about keeping the foot to the metal, but like my man's not sleeping. How do you find the time to stay? Hold on. How do you find the time to stay relevant, stay positive through the stress of posting and staying consistent and staying creative, like
and holding a full-time job?
And yeah, I'm retired, so whatever.
Look,
But
man,
how do you do
I don't
that?
have a choice. I don't have a choice. Look, it's either do what I'm doing and keep growing and keep pushing and keep trying something new, or backslide right back to what I was doing before. And that's going to land me, if I'm lucky, in prison. If I'm not lucky, I'm gone. Period.
On that, when people hear your name, Swervin303, what do you want them to feel or think right off the bat?
I got a big hill to climb, man. A big hill to climb, because like I've had this name since 2000, I think.
25
so
years?
most of the fuckery and shenanigans and bullshit and everything that I've done, like, look, in the underworld, you don't use your real name. Everybody uses a pseudonym or something else. There's something to a moniker, right? And this one, I've drugged this shit through the mud for fucking years. So I don't even know what people think when they hear it. Some people probably think I'm awesome. Some people probably think I'm a douchebag. Some people probably think whatever. Hide your daughters. I don't know.
Hide your
kids, hide your wife.
Viral meter.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. I gotta be the best version of me I can and prove to everybody that the person that they met in the past wasn't the best version. And this is.
Oh, wow. That's some true facts right there.
I mean,
so
go ahead, please.
I was gonna say, so that's like a kind of like a segue into your audience connection. What do you feel? How do you feel like you connect with your audience? Is it just kind of, like I know in our email today you had mentioned something like it sounded like you had a shitty day. Is it just keeping it real, or like how do you feel like you connect with them?
I mean, look, people can smell bullshit a mile away. If you're faking it, if you're fucking pretending to be something that you're not, they're gonna tell. It's not hard. Not everybody's a Juilliard trained actor. So if you're being genuine, you're being real, somebody's gonna relate. And there's 1.2 billion people on TikTok.
It said 1.8.
1.8. So literally almost a third of the world, you know what I mean, is on TikTok. So, you'll have an audience.
That's crazy, dude.
Absolutely. There's gotta be a whole nother group of idiots like us out there that will
Dude, there's millions.
come together,
Millions.
So yeah. Sure. The
village idiots.
Numbers suggested should be the case.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah. Right.
That's crazy, dude.
So yeah, as long as you're doing what the fuck you do and what you enjoy doing, even if you're bad at it, somebody's gonna relate. Somebody's gonna say, "Oh shit, I want to learn that. I want to try that." Like we do. Well, Natalie does. I helped her with the build, but we do wood fracking, fractal wood burning.
Oh hell yeah!
Is that where you do the black burned marks to create the art?
Yeah, it looks like lightning shooting through wood, right? It's wild. Yeah. You don't see it very often. It's very freaking dangerous, but it's fun, and people have never seen it. So they want to see, the power of Thor, so it's something to do, man. If you do what you're good at, somebody wants to learn.
So speaking of being good at stuff and like having this passion that, you've expressed to me, what did music play? Like, what kind of role did it play while you were in the storm, the bad parts of your life? Was it therapy? Was it escape? Or what I think everybody wants to hear, was it rebellion?
Yes, it was. All of it.
All of it.
All of it. Like, look, I'm pigmentally challenged. Okay. But like when I started rapping, Eminem wasn't a thing. We had Vanilla Ice and fucking Snow. The Informer guy. Yeah, that's who we had, right? That's when I started rapping.
I like your boom boom down.
Yeah, right. And I'm coming up in Erie. So in Erie, Colorado, it's predominantly Hispanic, Latino, whatever. So I'm like the black sheep, and I'm like, oh, I want to rap, and they're like, shut the fuck up, you're an idiot, like go away. Yeah. So I had to prove myself. I had to prove that they were wrong, and that I'm not wasting my time by wasting years of my life doing music. But it was all that shit, man. It's a release. It's therapeutic. It fills that need of validation. Like you become somebody. You feel like you're somebody, even though you're really a fucking nobody, just schlepping your fucking shitty music all over town. And, it was fun. That's what it boiled down to. I'd spend 16 hours a day doing music.
And you did this like with this group, the Hooded Poets, from what I understand, right?
Right. Well, so we started we started Hooded Poets just so we could get shows because nobody wants to book one man show.
Yeah.
So, and again, I'm the only white guy in the group. We had, Serenos and freaking Crips and freaking GDs and everybody's in this group, but we all got along. We had a great time doing it. And, we made some pretty cool music, honestly.
Oh yeah.
But it was a lot of fun. We got to do a lot of things that people just that dream about, it was cool.
I could see how the music could kind of translate into TikTok because it's a social thing. It's like
Oh, I haven't even crossed that bridge yet with TikTok. I haven't even put one song on TikTok yet.
I was gonna say like that would be something. I mean, shit, you could tap into a whole nother ball.
Well, and the shitty part is, so we got the legal part of it, so you got all these different dudes with all their intellectual property in one song, right? So right now, everybody's in prison but me. So in order to legally post something like this on TikTok and
You need to get the band back together.
well, I need at least their permission, because if not, they're going to come after me and say I'm making all this money on TikTok because of their
And they're gonna want to get
15
paid.
seconds on the song, right? And it's
Sure.
going to be a nightmare.
Oh
So-
yeah. I see what you're saying.
So essentially, I'd have to make all new music, which I've been talking about doing anyway, just for therapy, for the therapy part of it, So,
Well, let me ask you this on that note. Walk me through like your creative process. When you post, is it because something specific has happened or is it because of a time of day? Walk me through that.
I mean, it's kind of when the mood strikes. Something crosses my mind, and I'm in a position where I can record. I'm going to do it. If I hear something crazy on the news and I want to comment on it, I'm going to bust out my phone and record it. I don't really do the post at the certain times of the day. I tried to do lives at noon for like a day or two, and that didn't work out. I'm not a live guy. I don't do the live shit very good.
Okay.
But it's what you feel when you feel it. If the mood strikes, whatever, just do it.
Yeah, that's interesting that you said that because that's typically when people want to post is like when something has happened. John and I were talking before you jumped on, and we had talked about, the minute you hit that red button, it's all this like something happens. You know what I'm saying? Like all of a sudden you're like,
Oh yeah, I'll be the
No.
first to admit I fucked up the
I don't know
whole
what to do
in-
with my hands.
I know.
I completely botched the whole entire intro. If you didn't catch that, I mean, I was like, blah, 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 blah,
I'll tell you what, he was on fire last night, though.
My
he was killing it
last
last
night.
night
because
I wasn't on camera.
Hey,
he
he sounded
wasn't
like
on
the movie
camera
phone guy.
and it wasn't
Yeah.
recording. So
Yeah,
I think, and
it's
and
so true, Ronan. It's so true.
John said to me yesterday, we were on a live, and he was like, dude, you never shut the fuck up. He's like, why do you talk so much? And I'm like, I don't like awkward, like silence. Like it's not
Yeah.
that I'm like a narcissist. It's that when I feel like when you're on a live and that like there's that quiet, it's like,
Oh, it's good.
so anyway, here in Colorado,
Yeah.
so
You're fucking killing it. It's,
No,
it's-
and
you're
I
killing the
totally
whole
get
vibe.
it. It is super awkward to have those moments where you don't know what to say. But I'm a firm believer that the more we do this, the more we talk to guests, the more that we practice, everybody starts off that way. Nobody just
Right.
jumps into this, so. And
That's what I was
actually,
telling you before. We played empty rooms fucking hundreds of times.
oh yeah,
yeah.
you played for 5,000 people. You played for 5 people. That I remember you telling me that. Yeah.
Right. And you're never going to get to the 5,000 without the 5. Period.
So when I learned about your music, I became curious. I wanted to become extremely invested in getting to know all parts of the journey. And you made a statement to Ronan. You said that you haven't even introduced TikTok, into or music into your TikTok. And it made me really think of a question I had for you and mix it up. So my question is this: if and when you introduce your music to TikTok, what kind of story are you telling? What are your lyrics about? Are you
See, that's the shitty part, right? So when I was doing music, I was doing everything. I mean, we were selling drugs, we were counterfeiting money, we were stealing motorcycles. One of the guys was pimping girls. We were doing the most, and we were, I guess, being genuine to our music. I guess real to our music.
were
because
living
that's
it.
what we talked about,
Yeah.
right? And I don't believe in those things anymore. I don't believe that's a path, that's an avenue that anybody should go. So the music that I've made in the past, even though I kind of like some of it, I don't respect it. I don't. So
No, that's
Wow.
so awesome to
Yeah.
see that perspective. So Are you gonna rap about TikTok and the PTE show now?
Fuck, why not? Why the fuck not? Dude?
That could be our opening. That could be our song. Join
Right.
the theme song.
Yeah, shit, I'll come up with something for you. Hell yeah. That'd be
Hey,
cool.
let me ask you this: so would you say would be like your top 3, top 5 artists that you followed or grew up or influenced you?
They change all the time, man, but there's so much talent out there right now. You got guys like Tom McDonald. He's a legend.
Look, that's John's boy. Look at him. He just got a chubby.
Tom McDonald's the shit.
Yeah, watch episode 5 of our podcast.
Oh yeah, that'll be our first time getting
at
sued.
PTE YouTube. That's at PTE YouTube, episode 5.
Yeah,
All right.
that'll be our first lawsuit. We definitely were rocking "The Devil Is a Democrat."
Yeah, but
I
so
think
check this
he
out.
would love
I found Tom McDonald right at the beginning of COVID. So I was just locked in my house, just jamming out to Tom McDonald the whole fucking time.
Yeah.
You know, it was great. But you got guys like him, FJ Outlaw, Mercules. You know, I used to like Jelly Roll till he went country, and now I can't stand the guy.
Yeah, he's getting a little soft, I think.
Right, but there's so much talent. Chris Webby, you know, there's so much talent out there that it's hard to pin down who's your favorite, who's the best, and you know
Yeah.
who's coming up and whatever. But there's so much good music. I don't know why they play this bullshit on the radio.
Oh my God, it's all fucking,
fucking disgusting.
mumble rap.
Yeah, mumble rap and pussy songs, and I can't do it, man. I
was more of like a beats guy.
Hmm?
My all-time number 1 was 3-6 Mafia. That was my shit.
Project Pat he's good.
Dude, Project Pat's hilarious, man. Them boys are funny as shit, dude.
Yeah,
But they
why not?
always had like some stupid sick beats. I was a beat guy, you know. That was my jam.
But I download so many fucking beats, or just put a whole CD of beats in my car, and I wouldn't listen to the radio. I just jam around freestyling all day in my car.
Yeah.
When I was about 21, 22 years old in the Navy, all of my boys they were from down south. And for whatever reason, it was a big deal. And I actually liked it. I thought it was pretty cool. It was like a totally different twist on music, but Master P.
When did
yeah.
Dude, he did it different. I love Master P. Real quick. When did you go into the Navy?
So I joined the Navy in 1996, and I served 3 years active duty with 2 tours of duty overseas, and then 4 years of active reserves out of Fort McHenry in Baltimore.
I went in June of 2001. They kicked me out August 25th, 2001, like 15 days before 9/11. They kicked me out.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
You dodged a bullet or a plane.
Yeah.
I tried though, man. Shit.
I'll tell you what, on that note, Master P, dude, that motherfucker was a straight businessman. That dude was
he's a
smart as
fucking genius.
shit.
He's a genius.
Absolutely.
You know,
And he lured Snoop Dogg away from Death Row Records and brought him in for a hot minute.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
He put out everybody and their fucking cousin on an album. And even if it only sold 50 copies, he was still putting it out there. And I don't know how many records that dude sold. So many.
I liked C Murder and Silk the Shocker. They were good.
Shit, is he still locked up? I bet he is.
Oh, he's in. I heard he's in for forever. Well, let me ask you a question. So you mentioned something about you tried the whole 12 o'clock, live thing and posting, and it's like everybody and their mother now is like a fucking TikTok guru where they tell you about the algorithms. You got to do this and you got to do this and this and this and this.
About?
Shit, dude.
So what do you feel like is bullshit, and what do you feel like the algorithm like that is legit?
Look, I don't know. I'd say there's a lot of bullshit on TikTok. A lot. It's just people posting to post. And then I get that they're doing what they can. I understand that and I respect it. And everybody starts somewhere, right? But it gets to a point where I'm just forwarding video after video after video telling me how to make videos. I just want to see a real video. I just want to see somebody do something cool, not just
right.
It's frustrating.
I mean, not to toot our own horns, but I think our angle's pretty cool. Like
Your
posting the
angle's
shorts on, our page. That's my favorite part of TikTok for me personally.
Right.
How about you, Ronan?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like if we can take what we're doing right this second and put that into TikTok, I think that's what's going to make our podcast popular, because we have these little magical moments that, could very much just be a 30-second clip or a 25-second reel.
25 seconds for eternity.
And yeah, and that's kind of like the door that opens up to like, who are these fucking two idiots? Like,
Hey, fuck
you
yeah,
know,
dude.
and that's what I think, you know, I think because a lot of things that I realize nowadays is like everyone's fucking offended, dude. Everyone's like so
I
many
love it.
feelings, dude.
20
And
I
everyone's
absolutely love
just,
that part.
oh my God, everyone's fucking racist. You know, my
Fucking
glasses
A.
are black, so I don't like, you know, it's just it's unbelievable how soft people have become. And
Yeah.
that's kind of like the whole me and John thing is I think we could use each other to be the butt of a joke who could possibly make somebody laugh. Like, I think we need to get our balls back, you know, like
Fuck
everything
yeah,
is
dude.
just so soft.
Look, especially as a white male in America, are and you know, we're told we should be ashamed of ourselves
Yeah.
because of our heritage,
For
because of our
what?
whatever. We're all nerds. We can't dance, can't play basketball, can't do nothing but oppress. That's all we're good at.
Yeah.
Colonize, you know, and it sucks, dude. Like, look, my family got here, I don't know, in the fucking 1600s or something. You know, never once
Damn.
had slaves, none of that shit. Worked the fields, and we've done what we've done, and we've done fairly well, you know, as a family. But to be told that you're wrong and you're bad simply because of the color of your skin, and I get
Yeah.
where black people feel this way. I understand that. That sucks. It's got to suck because I don't like it. But if someone gets offended at what I say and the fucking shoe fits, lace that motherfucker up and wear it then. I don't give a shit.
Right. You know what's funny is so I was born in Ireland and my whole family is like off the fucking boat, dude. And when I hear people talking, like I've had people come up to me like, "Oh, you cracker, this and that," and I'm like, "Hold on a second, shut the fuck up, man! Like you don't know me, like you don't
Right.
know what the
Right.
Ronan was born in Ireland, but he is as American as it gets, dude.
That's right.
Like
You better
straight
believe
up. I mean, he
Right.
likes the fucking Washington Redskins. Look behind him.
Look, they're all over the place. I fucking love
Oh,
them
you can't
boys.
say that. You can't say that.
That's another thing is like,
Redskins.
you know, like I saw. I'll tell you a quick little side piece. So I was at the grocery store a couple months ago, and some dude was wearing a Cleveland Indians hat, and I was like, "Yo," I was like, "Nice hat, dude." And he looked at me and he was like, "What you say?" And I was like, "Whoa, bro!" Like I said, "Nice hat," and he was like ready for me to like pounce on him because people are probably like, "You shouldn't be wearing that hat, sir. That's racist or that's this." And I was like, "Bro, I'm a Redskins fan." He was like, "Oh, so you get it?"
Yeah, right.
And I'm like, "Fuck, man! Like you were ready
It's
to
not
throw
going to be
down."
long before every team is considered racist against something, you know.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
crazy.
fucking
Dude.
Rockies are going to be racist against fucking people that live in the mountains. I don't know, dude.
Yeah, the people that live in the flat plains are not going to like that. You know, it's
Look, dude, if we don't put our foot down and fucking say enough's enough and shut the fuck up, I'm going to do what I want. I got my First Amendment. This is America. Fuck you. If we don't say that and stand by it and stand on business, then it's going to keep going in this direction.
yeah.
Don't forget the Second Amendment.
And then there's this. See,
You're here.
listen. So
You're
I moved down to Tampa about 4 years ago.
Right.
And dude, I feel like my whole life has been like restarted. You know, like I feel like the way that Florida is, the whole country should be.
Yeah.
Like it's the free state,
Absolutely.
it's the sunshine state. Like, you know, like for example, there's a sheriff down here. It's called Polk County. It's like
Yep.
near
Oh,
Orlando.
he's all
like
over the
it's
place. That dude's a trip.
He's everywhere on social
Yo.
media, Ronan. We see that guy
Oh, you do?
everywhere. My
Yo,
goodness, yes.
bro, this
That
guy
dude's
is
wild.
this guy is the
wild.
tits, man. He says shit like there was a guy who broke into somebody's house and he shot at him and like missed the guy or something like that. And the guy like and he was like, "We're trying to find the shooter, but we can't find him. We want to invite him into our unit so we can teach him how to shoot."
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, so that way he can put him down next time somebody comes in. Like we want to teach him how to shoot and kill. It's like, fuck, this guy's great.
One day,
look.
did you see this, James? One day, that guy from your sheriff in Polk County, he said, "We'll come and protect you and do what we need to do, but we would prefer if you just shot them for us."
Yeah, I saw that. Brilliant.
What?
Like, so look,
Like,
I'm from
he's
the other
got the
side,
balls
right?
you're talking about.
Yeah.
right. Well, so I'm from the other side. Like my whole time growing up, we didn't talk to cops. We didn't like cops. If you were a cop, get the fuck away, running from them, talking shit,
Yeah.
whatever. You know, and now I look at dudes like Sheriff Lamb. That dude's a fucking beast too. Down in Pinellas County, Arizona. Badass. Purebred badass. You know what I mean? And these dudes are respectable. Like I spent so much time locked up. I'm living in these guys' house. You know,
Yeah.
they're there
You know
all the
what-
time.
You know
So
what
I
it
got
is?
to know them. and they're fucking good people, man.
Yeah.
I think that they are starting to come out of their shell because they know they have support from their government more than ever before now. You know, before, if they just looked the wrong way, some internal
Nazis.
investigations case was started and, oh, what did you do? You looked at that. You're losing your badge.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, so that,
Like,
that
and now
being
they
said,
can do their job.
there's still a few guys out there that are purebred shitbags. You know,
oh
that
yeah,
are,
they're always going to be
that
those.
wear a
Yeah.
badge, and I've seen it firsthand. You know, I've seen horrible things happen at the hands of a dirty cop.
Yeah, but that's
And,
just like anything. It's
right.
It's not a good argument in the fact that there's bad cops. Well, there's bad drivers and bad
Right. It's the same
cooks and bad
everything.
everything, you know?
Right.
I'm just glad they're getting the support that they actually deserve to do their job. And that's important, you know, for law and order. I mean, I'm a person that agrees with law and order. I want my house to not be invaded by looters randomly or whatnot.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I never thought about that stuff till I owned a house.
Exactly. You know what's funny? You mentioned something. So I remember when I was a big weed head. Like every day I smoked blunt after that was my shit, right? And I remember when I used to smoke like that, I was always like, Rage Against the Machine. I'm like, yeah, fuck the man. And then all of a sudden, now that I'm older, I'm like wearing like Blue Lives Matter shit. And I realized that I only hated on the cops when I was a criminal.
Right. Absolutely. And when you
Now
have
that I'm
nothing
not-
for them to protect.
Now that I'm not a criminal, I'm like buying them coffee and shit. I picked up their
Right.
fucking tab at the diner. Like, and it's funny. Like, am I getting mature? I don't think that's the case. I think
I mean, you're just being
I
a
think
citizen,
the
brother.
script has
you know?
changed a little bit.
No, dude, you think of in a way of survival, and survival entails law and order surrounding your family when your kids go off to school, when you go to sleep at night,
Yeah,
all of that. And you appreciate, and all you're doing, in my opinion, is doing a kind gesture. You're not
Straight up.
growing up because you're an idiot still with me, but you
Growing
know,
up doesn't happen.
you're doing the right
Growing old
thing. And I'm like that too. If I was given the opportunity to, if a cop was next to me in line, that man's coffee or lunch would be paid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. There's a guy on TikTok right now. He's a big, yoked up dude's huge, big black dude down in the South somewhere. And he put a video up of him going to SWAT training. And I found myself like I wasn't even I'm commenting on this dude's video, like, hey brother, you know, be safe out there, da 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 da. And I'm like, wait a minute, what the fuck am I doing? You know, but ended up talking with the guy. He's a really nice guy, you know, and he's like, look, I wasn't always a cop. I used to be on the other side too. And I'm like, well, yeah, I used to be over there too, you know, and we can relate, you know, and without those people out there, fuck, dude, everybody here would have to essentially shoot somebody at some point.
Well, you know, there's a big thing going out, at least I'm seeing it, about this whole SNAP and EBT thing, right? So they're cutting off the money on the first, and they're talking about, you know, this is obviously predominantly a black thing, and they're saying that, you know, be careful, you know, we're gonna rob you, we're gonna fucking steal and this loot and shit like that, and it's like, I mean, when you think about it, like I heard somebody say, like, you know, people losing food for their children, it's not funny, and it's like that. I don't think that's funny, but I think what's fucked up is that y'all are posting videos of yourselves buying $4,300 worth of fucking Twix and fucking Sprite, and I'm supposed to feel bad that you're not
getting your hair done and your nails done every fucking week.
Like, I'm supposed to feel sorry for you. Like, I'm out here breaking my dick to try to feed my kids, and like you're out there flossing that you're making $4,700 in EBT.
There was that one chick on there talking about she was making like $8,000 a month.
Yeah, dude. There's some people that are like straight killing it, dude. But here's the thing:
driving a new BMW and shit. I don't even got a fucking car.
Yeah, and they're putting it in the back of their Escalades. Their Escalades. Here's the funny thing, though, is like what we're talking about with Florida. Like Florida is the state that is fuck around and find out. Like,
right. Florida's the new Texas. That's how Texas used to be.
And the cool thing is like I wear, that's right. Dude, I've got at least one or two pieces everywhere I go.
Absolutely.
You know, like when they were doing all those fucking No Kings protesting bullshit, Ron DeSantis came out and he was like, listen, let me just keep this crystal, keep it 100. If you're in the street and the driver feels threatened, it's go time. when John heard that, he was like, I need to move to fucking Florida.
So let me tell
Hey,
you
we're trying to go
something,
there
Ronan.
eventually. We're trying to get down there, man.
So let me tell you something, Ronan. You literally don't see the perspective we see. Not only do we know all of these stories, but your whole state has gone fucking viral.
Right.
Everybody in America wants to move to Florida, or at least normal people want to. Like, you guys are going to get invaded in the next 5 to 10 years like you've never seen.
Yeah.
They see it
I'm
every year.
telling-
What do you mean? It's called season.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's called snowbirds.
Right,
Them
dude.
bitches
No,
are
but I mean,
barbers across
people
the
are.
street.
There are a lot of people right now in America that are making. They're skipping the snowbird ideology,
Like
and
I
they're
said, we're
just
trying to do
staying.
it.
Like,
We're trying to
let's
get
come
it
to
out of
stay.
here.
That's exactly what I did. So the saying down here is, "Don't New York my Florida." That's what
Right.
people say.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to come down here, you better be red when you get here. Like, we don't
Tell him
want
that
blue
story,
bullshit.
Ronan, about that soccer coach thing or something, and he made that comment to you. That shit was funny.
What are you talking about?
It was something like you were trying to get all the plans together for your soccer team. When's practice and when's this? And
Oh,
the
yeah,
one
yeah, yeah.
coach
Yeah,
said something to you like, what?
Like for example, everything down here is much slower. Like the street lights. Like when John came down here and I said, "Look, man, you'll sit at a red light and a whole song will play before it hits green." He's like, "Yeah, whatever, dude." And he calls me. He's like, "Yo, November Rain just fucking played the whole time. I'm still sitting at the light."
Not only that, you're going to get lost. Like, I don't know, up here, we got the
Yeah.
mountains, right? We know
Yeah.
where West is, no matter where you're at.
Yeah.
I got down to Fort Myers when I moved down to Cape Coral a while back. I had no fucking clue where I was. Everything's flat. Roads don't go in a grid down in Florida. No, they go
Yeah,
wherever the
that's-
fuck they want.
I had a Harley and sold it for that reason, because it's like, it's the most boring state to ride. It's like, it's hot, it's straight, it's flat, it's
And
gay.
Florida has more Y roads that go like this than any other place I've ever been. I'm like, what the
Right.
fuck? How many? Like down in Clearwater when I was down there, Ronan, over by the Scientologist building.
Oh, that's a fucking talk
Dude,
about some
that's
weird
like
shit.
a crazy ass maze. Like they
Yeah.
wanted to get you lost in there so they can trap you and
So they
bring you
can-
into their cult.
Yes, yeah, so they can suck you into their fucking. Tom Cruise can take your blood.
Dude, what are you saying? Are you saying Scientology's not real?
I'm not saying
I don't
it's
know, but
not
that's
real.
where the hub is.
But
That's
what I'm
where-
saying about it is they're just obscure individuals. The way they communicate is just weird to me. Like,
And
just
they have
chill.
uniforms
It's a fucking
too.
cult. It's a cult. I mean, that's what it is.
They have these crazy ass uniforms too. Like you can spot these dudes. Like when I go down to, like I went down to this Charlie Kirk this March, and like, I mean, the hub, it's a really nice building. But
better
like
be,
you
they
can
can-
see these Bamas walking through it's fucking weird, dude.
Right. Well, they milk everybody for everything they fucking own. I mean, it
Yeah,
better
these
be a
people are
damn
like
nice building.
zombies. They're like
Right.
zombies walking down the street.
Yeah.
I heard a
But let me-
story that they might be involved, and of course, I'm sure it's a conspiracy theory. I mean, nothing is good anymore, but I heard like they might be involved in Hulk Hogan's death, and
Yeah.
it has to do with like the money that can come into them through his wife. I don't know. That's weird shit.
Well, he lives 6
I
minutes
mean-
from there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't put it past them. You know what I mean? They get you to tell you all their secrets and then hold you for ransom.
Yeah.
You know, keep paying us.
So-
We're gonna out you for whatever.
This show's going exactly the way that I thought it would, which is great. You know what I mean? Like this is, you know, and I'm glad that John will, you know, I'll give you I'm 900 miles away. I'll give you a little pat on the back. You know, that
Thank you, sir.
this is definitely like, this is what people want to see, you know, like people cutting
Yeah.
up and bullshitting. So let me ask you this. So to kind of steer a little bit farther back, let me ask you this. Looking back on, how long have you been posting on TikTok?
Fuck, not even a year. Oh wait, no, shit, about a year.
Okay, so looking back on TikTok, can you, if you were to close your eyes, could you remember something you posted that was a banger and one that was an absolute bust?
I mean, probably not. You know, there's
Okay,
been
well,
so
that's-
many posts. I mean, if you brought it up, I could probably remember it. But I you know, most of the stuff. Look, I don't have much of a filter. So like, if I think something, I say it for the most part. It gets me into trouble sometimes, but sometimes it's quite endearing, you know. But I
Like
do
you
that
said,
with
it's real,
TikTok
it's
the same
raw.
way. Right. I do nothing that I put on TikTok has been scripted. Nothing that I put on TikTok has been pre-planned. It's just shooting from the fucking hip and going with what I got. You know,
One
and
of the
that's-
things, I'm sorry, James.
Yeah,
One
yeah.
of the things I noticed about your TikTok in particular was you mentioned a lot about becoming or being an entrepreneur. Like, what inspired you to do that instead of when you get out of jail, you say to yourself, I can go back and hang out with the guys and start that bullshit over? Or you go the other way and say, oh, now it's time to get my money right, get my life right, get my family right. What inspired you to become an entrepreneur? Because I think I have that spirit. I'm just hoping I'm tapping on its door right now.
Look, I've had that since I was a little kid, right? My first thing that I did, I was like 7 years old. We lived at an airport out in Erie, Colorado, and there's all these old dudes out working on their planes. Yeah, at an airport. All these old dudes are out working on their planes every weekend. It's hot as fuck out. And I got a little fucking wagon and a thing of lemonade and a fucking bunch of cups. And I drag it around and sell lemonade, right? As a little kid. So, I mean, I've always wanted to work for myself. I've always wanted to do something. I'm pretty much unemployable at this point. You know, aside from the record and my stupid ass mouth and all these different factors, you know, I want to do what I want to do when I want to do it. And if I work for somebody else, that's not possible. Right. And I'm making them money when I could be making myself money. So, but I talked a big game in prison. Like prison was needed. I'm not going to lie. Prison was needed. I was doing the entrepreneurial drug dealing thing before that, which is what got me into prison. But, you know, prison gave me a chance to change. It gave me a chance to sober up, to talk to like-minded individuals that were there because they made a mistake, not because they're bad people. And we supported each other. We lifted each other up and we made plans. And I look at my honor and my word as something that I like to keep.
In terms of plans, let me ask you this. When you got out of prison, did you stay connected with any of these guys? And do you see each other now and hang out?
Absolutely.
And like both see each other, like pushing each other to succeed?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I just met up with one of the guys today that I hadn't talked to since he got out. He came by the shop today. You know, it's good to see people doing the right thing because a lot of people get out of prison and just start fucking up again real quick.
I can imagine.
You know, one of the guys that I was in there with, I won't say his name, but you know, he was talking in there. He's like, you know, everybody needs to fly right and da teaching people, uplifting people. And as soon as he got out, he went right back to the drug business. And now he's doing another 20 years, you know, like just months out of getting out of prison. He's back doing 20 years.
We know someone like that.
Yeah, we do.
Right.
We know a couple of people like that sometimes.
Look, I refuse to be that guy. My kids mean more to me than that. You know, Natalie means more to me than that. I mean more to me than that.
Well, I applaud you, sir.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. Like I mean, that shit's crazy, dude. It's like everything in life is like a fork, you know, like, and it's easy
like
to
roads
get
in
back.
Florida.
What's that?
Right.
Like
roads
you're in
Roads in Florida.
Everything's a fucking fork. But either way you go, you're gonna be on the beach, so it's whatever, you know. Like,
Shit, bro.
I literally I talk shit to John every day about how amazing, you know, life is
Go
down
fuck
here.
yourself. Me and James need a jacket just to fucking go.
Shit, I got my hoodie.
A cigarette outside.
Dude, I got my hoodie right here, and I'm in my own.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
So yesterday,
I'll be down there.
Yesterday, my
dog.
kid's soccer practice, I was like standing there and like my nipples are all hard. And I'm like, fuck, it's cold out here. It was 72 degrees. That's what happens down here is like when it hits 75, like we start looking for our North Faces.
Dude, when I moved down there, I brought my snowboard with me for some fucking stupid ass reason.
On the beach.
And I'm
Sand
like,
dunes.
what am I going to do with this thing? So I take it down to the pawn shop, and the guy looks at me like, are you fucking retarded?
Yeah, he's like, what am I going to do?
What do you want me to do with this thing?
Yeah. I'll tell you what, when we moved down to Tampa, the house we live in, it was built in 1991, right? And there was one day, like I remember when we moved down here, I bought my Harley on the coldest day ever in Florida history, right? And I had to drive it home, and it was cold as balls, dude. I'm driving up this fucking on an Iron 883 Sportster, and I'm like,
it's that one of those.
So we got home, and I was like, listen, let's start a fire, right? So this was 4 years ago. The house is 30 plus years old. Bro, I opened up the fireplace to put wood in it, and it never been used.
Oh, jeez.
It was like brand fucking new.
You know, honestly, I saw more fireplaces in Florida than I have seen up here. You know,
yeah,
and it's the same thing. I'm like, what the fuck is this for? What are you doing?
It's never once been used in over 30 something years. And
yeah,
I've been
I had a house off Waters in
Glen
Mabry. The same thing. I had a little fire pit and all kind of crazy shit. I'm like, what the fuck is this for?
That is
everything's wet down here anyway. You can't burn the fucking wood down here anyway.
Exactly. So let me ask you this: what is something from you? What is some advice you would give to new creators or new people who are getting into the realm of TikTok?
You know, I was told to find a niche and fill it, right? That's what I was told. But the more I thought about it, I'm like, that just puts me into one category, right? And this is my problem that I had with music. So if you make a great song, right, now you're required to play that fucking song and do your little dance until the day you die. And we all know that if you hear one song for long enough, you start to hate it, right? So you become tied to that thing. So I would say this, do what the fuck you want to do. Be yourself. Do what makes you happy, and happiness is infectious, period. You know, if you're not doing what you enjoy, if you're not doing something simply for views, that's not authentic.
And it runs out.
And it runs out, yeah. And you become a jester, really.
Yeah.
And you're tied to that one thing.
And it's fake.
The Catch Me Outside, how about that girl? That's all she's known for.
Or
She's
the
going to be known for that till the day she dies. Fuck that.
I was rocking that shirt yesterday.
The Hawk Tua girl.
Yeah, out of nowhere, I had that on.
You know what I mean? No,
I think a live we did or something.
That's funny you said that, because on that note, like, I've seen like people interviewing her. I'm like, what is there to interview? Like, she spit on some dude's dick. Like, what more is there to talk about?
Right.
I mean, Hawk too.
And she didn't have like any interviews I saw of her.
Father must be so proud.
She was so boring. Like, there was
she's got the
there.
Rug pull too. Don't forget about that. She's got the
we were talking about that. We were talking about that rug pull last night. She not only did she not Hawk 2 on that thing, she fucking left that thing dangling. She left them boys high and dry.
Yes, she did.
There
Blue
was no
ball
Hawk 2s
crypto
on that.
market.
So James, you said something to me the other night. I don't know. I can't remember. It was one of our phone conversations we had. You mentioned something and it's stuck with me. It's resonated. And I wanted to save this as my last question to you for the night. You told me you once viewed yourself as a revolutionary and believed in anarchy. Right. Talk to me about that. Like, that was just, I was like, okay, like, let's talk.
Get my Sharpie out.
Look, nobody likes to be told what to do. And I viewed, back in the day, I viewed, if someone told me not to do something, even if it was in my best interest, yeah, fuck you, I'm doing it. I'm not going to say I was the smartest person when I was younger, but I was smart enough to get myself in trouble. I was smart enough to make horrible decisions and hide from most of them and get away with a lot of them, But I looked at government, taxes, jobs, all these requirements of adult life as bondage. I didn't want to do any of it. If I
a
want
lot
to
of people do, believe it or not. And I believe what you're saying because I hear that from other people, but I've never asked anybody,
Right. Well, so if you think about like the tax system, okay, for instance, we bust our ass at our jobs for 60, 70 years, 50 years, however long it is, whatever. And we give away at least 25% of that initially, and then another 25% for buying stuff with the money that we have. So half of the income that we get, we give away. And then we got to tithe on top of that and donate to charities and fucking.
Well, and then you got people who
shit.
You got people who got $8,000 in SNAP benefits, and they're threatening to rob you if you cut it off.
Right,
so,
right. Well, so like you look at that and it pisses you off, right? You look at your check every week and it pisses you off, and then you see these people in Washington just fucking literally pissing our money into the wind, stuffing it into their own pockets, passing it off to their friends, and never providing a fucking service. The government, any government, doesn't matter, not just the American government, but any government does not make its own money. They provide
what's really fucked
service.
up? We have issues and problems in our country. You just made me think about something, what you just said. We have all these issues and problems, and we print money free willy-nilly, but we don't take time to do that exact same act for good.
Have you ever read David Icke?
No.
He's nuts, but he's brilliant. And he's like the original conspiracy theorist, reptilian overlord guy, right? And I read his stuff in prison. He's got a bunch of big old thick fucking Bible looking books. And as I read these books, at first I'm like, this dude's nuts. He's obviously crazy. He probably should be on meds. And as I read the books, I'm like, this dude's right. He's absolutely right. There's nothing wrong there's no fallacy in what he's saying whatsoever. And he talks about this whole behind the scenes shadow government that nobody's mentioned until recently. I even had a video banned on TikTok. I talked about the shadow government and bam, banned within like 15 seconds of posting this video.
Oh, there goes that magic clip for TikTok.
You know what I'm saying? So like, and I look at guys like Donald Trump. I didn't support Donald Trump at first. I did not. I thought it was a joke. I thought he's like, this dude has no business whatsoever. But then I saw how many people were upset how many powerful people were really pissed off that he was doing this. And I'm like, yeah, fuck those guys anyway. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
Well, because Donald just, and I don't necessarily like to talk about politics per se, unless it's between me and Ronan personally, but I will say,
Yeah, we
Hey, fuck it.
we
Yeah,
can, we
but
can
worse than
I
they
lose.
are.
totally lost my train of thought on that one. I started
we could
laughing
lose.
thinking about it.
No, I totally agree. I mean, you know, not to get completely derailed, but the whole thing with Trump, like, I like that he wasn't a politician.
Yeah.
Because, you know, when people are like, be careful what you wish for, I'm like, I want the whole fucking cabal to fall. Like, I want
Right.
it all to
Right.
start over. Burn the whole fucking building down.
That's what I was going to say. You can't bribe a man that already has everything. And they don't like that because it's the weak individuals. Oh, all of a sudden, at $174,000 a year salary for a congressperson in the United States Congress,
Yes.
8 years later, you have $3.5 million.
Look at Nancy Pelosi.
I make
I was
more
gonna
than
say
they
Nancy-
make in my
Nancy
day job.
Pelosi.
Nancy Pelosi is out
all of them.
investing Warren Buffett, the
Yeah.
best investor known on the face of the fucking planet, and she's outperforming him, not just by a little bit.
Yeah.
Insider trading.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
And the fact that she's not been fucking brought up on charges disgusts me, right? So this goes right back to the anarchy, right? So what is anarchy? Anarchy is living without a system of a government, but it's not necessarily like chaos, right? Anarchy is not chaos. Nobody wants pure chaos. Well, I guess the left does, but
Yeah.
no
Portland.
logical person wants to live in a war zone, right?
Yeah.
So what is it? It's cooperation. It's understanding. It's bartering. It's being flexible. It's right. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, do I want anarchy in the sense that everybody thinks of anarchy? No. Do I want chaos? Do I want people running the streets, shooting each other in the purge? No, I don't want that. Do I want a system that's better than we have? Fuck yeah, I do.
Absolutely.
Is it possible?
I think we all do.
Fuck yeah, it is.
It is possible. It's called moving to Florida and running over protesters.
Right. Dude, I'm telling you, we're buying a sailboat, dude. We're buying a sailboat. We're mounting a fucking howitzer on the bow, and we're just cruising the Pirates of the Caribbean, me and this one over here, you know?
Yeah. Hey, so there's a couple questions that I wanted to ask you. The first thing, when John told me about him talking to you, and the first thing I did was I went to your page to kind of see what you were about. So John's a car dude, you're a car dude, and I started watching some of your videos, and I'm like, what's this dude, you know, kind of all about? And you can kind of watch somebody and quickly kind of, if you have a good intuition, you can kind of read through it, right? So you mentioned you had two videos that really kind of like popped out to me. One of them was that you're not going to follow women. And when you said that, I was kind of like, okay, I could see both sides of that. Like, oh, well, you're losing half of those people, but like, is there a lot of drama that's coming from that?
You know,
what leads you to that?
well, there was a time, right? Not necessarily that long ago, where I was 100% a womanizer, you know, no real girlfriend, but girlfriends. And I thought I was happy, right? I thought I was doing what men do.
Yeah.
You know, it took not meeting. I've known Natalie for a long time, but it took an opportunity and to present itself for me to understand that was all fucking wrong. Right. And I see society today. It's like hypersexualized. It's, you know, it's gross, to be honest. Right.
Yeah.
If the internet was a place, like, I'd be wearing a Tyvek suit and fucking rubber gloves every time I got in this motherfucker.
Yeah. Right.
It's gross. Right. And so, and I don't know, I'm assuming dudes do this to the women, but, you know, every female that seems to send me a follow request or whatever, and I follow them back, instantly they're trying to fucking hook up, scam me, get naked pictures, send naked pictures, you know, whatever the fuck, right?
How big is your dick? Jesus, I never get that shit.
Standard white boy issue, bro.
Yeah. And I would say I'm like right there with the ladies, you know.
Hey,
just-
but like it's and hey, maybe it's from my past. Maybe it's just my Google history following me from fucking years ago. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but I don't like it. I feel disrespected, and I know she feels disrespected.
Yeah.
And look, my content's not for women, right? And it's not that I don't follow women. It's that I'm not going to mass follow women. If you send me a follow request, I'm not following you just because you sent me a follow request. If you have a legit page with a legit purpose and you're a legit person and you're not going to be a fucking asshole, yeah, I'll follow you.
Yeah, it's interesting because my wife said something to me the other day. She's like, "Hey, I saw your live. You did really well." And I was like, "Fuck you mean you saw my live?" And I was like, "How did you see it?" And she was like,
Did
"Well, I
very
downloaded
well.
TikTok." And I was like, "You better delete that shit. You don't need to be on no fucking TikTok. Some
Right.
rich man gonna try to come and swoop your ass up."
Well, look,
So-
man, if I plan on being any kind of a partner in any kind of a relationship, and I'm out there acting like a fucking douchebag, behind the scenes, I failed. I
So
failed.
All right.
Ronan, I don't think knows this, and I'm sorry, Ronan, I never told you.
You're gay.
James he dates Natalie. She
Yeah.
was also interested in possibly being on the show. We talked one time, and that's where we put this whole connection together.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, we would love to talk to all of you. Actually, we'd love to have a show with both of you. That would be fun.
Oh yeah, that would
Oh
be
yeah.
good.
Oh
That
yeah.
would be good.
We should
Yeah.
do that.
Well, see the and again, this is exactly how I thought this show would go. Like, I wouldn't say John's a perfectionist, but like he wants to fucking choke you to death. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, bro, just let it be. It'll be what it is. Like, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be great.
I want you to view it like this for all 3 viewers plus James tonight.
We got one here, but she's not on, so don't count.
This is the thing that has truly, and I'll say this many times until I can never say it again, and that will be the day that I die. This, to me, is the closest thing to a therapy. When my daughter died, literally this Friday, I didn't think about it until today. This Friday would be 1 month since she died. And if you ever wonder why I push that needle, it keeps me away from that needle, like straight up. She died from a drug overdose of fentanyl. So for me, this is the best thing ever, and I'm never going to stop pushing. I have so many more ideas and thoughts and plans, and you're right, Ronan. This is exactly the way I envisioned it when we got out of that first 30-second shit intro of mine.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it was shit.
Look,
Yeah.
so here's the thing though. So when it comes to creativity and shit like this, right? You have a window, you have this opportunity, and you have this momentum.
thank
and
you,
as soon
James.
as you
I know.
give up that momentum, you're not getting it back.
Nope.
Yeah.
You might try, and you might whatever, but you're
Seize
gonna
the
regret it number
moment.
one, and you're not gonna get it back.
Seize the moment. And
Right.
that's what
Right.
and
Fucking
I
wonderful.
also look at it like this. I love Ronan so much as one of my best friends in the world. 38 years. He doesn't have to pick up one thing. He could just show up to the show and not do one social media thing, and I would do it all for him.
That's not what we do, though. That's not.
No, I'm not saying that's what we do, but that's how much I love you and I love this project. You know what I mean? So,
Well, it's not just
So-
about the project; it's about the brotherhood. you
Yeah,
know? It's
absolutely.
about the friendship. It's about the, like you said, the
well, that's all
camaraderie.
encompassing. That's by
Right.
default why
So-
we're here today.
So let me segue into this other question. This question, it's something you said, and it was a video you posted, and I was like, okay. And then I was doing something, and then like hours went on, and then I was like, holy shit. So you had a video, and it said you were talking about family, like family supporting you, right? And it basically, and I've heard this from several people now, and they're like, you don't get a lot of support from your family or your friends. And then it's like, the more I think about it, I'm like, that's fucking sad. It's true, but it's sad, dude. And it's sad. It's the same for me. It's the same for John, because anytime you do something like this, like I'm a big crypto guy, right? Every time I talk about crypto, people are like, you're a fucking lunatic. You're crazy. Come back to me in 2030, bitch, when you're fucking working for me on my fucking
Power grid
property.
goes down.
get it.
Crypto disappears.
You know
This
what I'm
is
saying?
my crypto. This is my
Exactly.
hopefully in 20, 30 years, I can say that same thing, that the hard work, dedication, and like you said, James, that window of opportunity, when it shuts, it's very challenging to get it to open back up. And I don't
Regret
want to miss
sucks,
that.
dude.
My mojo's going. So
Fucking let it float
PTE
around.
to the moon.
So let me ask you this on that note about the challenges of family and friends supporting you. Why is it you think they don't do it? Or why is it you think it's difficult to
just
get their
them.
support?
Right. It's human nature, I think, to not believe that your family can do great things. Like nobody wants to think that their little brother's a fucking superstar. Because they're not, right? They know
Yeah.
in their heart that they're not. So he's not. And people don't want to see you pissing away your time, right? My family never wanted to see me pissing away my time doing music. I needed to be at school. I needed to be at work. I needed to be studying. I needed to be doing something productive instead of fucking off in a recording studio.
The thing that you love to do.
The thing that I love to do, the thing that brought me joy,
Yeah.
And maybe I didn't explain it to them, maybe whatever, but my family never came to my football games. My family never came to any of my shows, and it's not that they don't love me. It's not that they don't support me. They just don't support the mission, the goal.
And that sucks, dude, because you think that those would be the first motherfuckers lining up.
Right. Well, as soon as you make it famous, they're the first ones with their fucking hands out. I know that.
Now, when I say this to you, I could imagine my parents would, if I told my 84-year-old Irish dad I was doing fucking TikToks, he would be like, "You're a fucking asshole." He'd be like, "You're such an asshole. Like, what are you doing, dude? You're
and you could tell
loser."
And you could tell your dad, according to John, there's millions more just like me.
And first of all, my dad would be like, "What the
Ben
fuck is
Stiller when he's doing his mermaid commercial? You know what I mean? Like, I'm a merman. It's the same thing.
So, but then, like, when you said that, I thought about like how my parents would react, or how my friends up north would react, and they would be immediate shade, right? It'd be, "Oh, fucking, that guy's an idiot," or this, that, and the other. But then all these people I meet, like you, and all these strangers, are out here supporting each other for the cause of something that they love to do and they're passionate about, and it's like,
Also, here's
it's
another
so
crazy
ass backwards.
This is what I love about DSD, and I haven't really got into the Group 7 thing. It seems kind of goofy to me, but the DSD, right? So men in general, right? We don't have value unless we are providing something, right? We don't have value unless we can do something, unless we can fix something, build something, whatever, create something. We don't have that value. Support your family. Without supporting your family, you're a deadbeat dad, right? So this is what we walk around with every day. No one tells us good job. No one tells us, well, she does, but no one tells us they're proud of us. No one tells us that we're worth it. No one tells us these things. So when you get a bunch of dudes together who've never been told this, and they're telling it to each other, and they're supporting each other, and they're saying, "Look, man, I'm proud of what you're doing." It's fucking powerful.
It is. It's uplifting.
And the women tried to do this. They tried to do a women supporting women and moms supporting moms, and it didn't work out because
girls hate each other.
Right.
Too much drama.
Right. They're all comparing themselves to each other, where dudes just want to throw rocks at something. We just want to go shoot something, go fishing, do some crazy shit.
Yeah.
Dude, me and Ronan could sit there and hang out and not say a word, and it would be like, I think guys can do that where girls just have a challenging time, and the reason they get into trouble,
we can
they get into the trouble because they speak, and one viral moment, and they say something that the other doesn't like. Holy shit, that's
right. Well, I mean, let's be honest, dudes throw their little sideways glances and looks in there and fucking get people jealous and all this other shit too.
And I'm sorry, Aaron, if I don't want to get heat from you.
They're called liberals.
Right. Liberals. There's no such thing as the liberal male. I'm just going to say that.
Yeah. So, okay. So let me ask you, I have a couple questions, like a couple short questions, and just kind of like, one sentence answers. Just like, what would you say would be your favorite thing about all of this TikTok journey you're on? What would you think would be your favorite part about it?
Man, I would say that I can get on there and speak my truth and fuck what anybody else thinks. I can get on there and say what I feel, and no one can tell me no.
And let me ask you this, one word answer. Who would be your dream collaboration?
Well, it would have been Charlie Kirk.
That would have been good.
But Jordan B. Peterson's a monster too.
Yeah, he's good. He's real good.
I like.
Well, I want to play this game. I have a one-word question for you, James, really quick, and then you take back over, Ronan. One word to describe where you're heading next. One word.
Oh, you're a bitch. You just took you read my
shit.
shit.
Did I really?
Oh.
We might need to collaborate notes next time.
Fuck, I guess it's...
Did you... Wait. Hold on, James. Were you really going to ask that? I'm so sorry.
Dude, no, I'm glad you asked it. That means that you're not retarded.
Well, it's not like you stole your notes. You guys are like 1,000 miles away. You know what I mean? So,
oh my God, the chances of that.
Brother, it's the telepathy.
Yeah.
It's his... Never underestimate his sneakiness.
Yeah.
Right there, the bottom one.
Yeah, no, like, what's your future? Like, where are you going with this?
Freedom.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Unknown freedom, period. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm going there, and I'm smiling when I get there. And I'm taking this one with me and these two idiot dogs with me. Nice. We're going to be free.
Well,
hi, Nat from the PTE Show.
Yeah, hopefully all three of us can go. That's why I trade stocks. Hey, what's up?
Right.
How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Good.
Nat follows us, Ronan.
I was gonna say I'd seen her on a live yesterday.
Well, you've probably also seen her in our mailbox. We've talked about doing the podcast.
Yeah.
Her
So
face is unmistakable. I've been chasing that face for years.
Hey, well, congratulations, brother.
yeah, lucky man.
You made it.
James.
All right, and yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah.
So, real quick, how would you describe your style?
Fuck, independent. I don't know. I don't think about my style. I'm just me, man. I wear what I want to wear. I say what I want to say.
You live your style.
I always hear the word. I always think the word like raw. You know, like
Yeah, that could be that would fit.
And you know what? You know what's the cool
Honest?
thing?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think the cool thing is like if you don't fuck with it, then keep scrolling.
Right.
You know
You
what I
don't
mean?
like me.
Like-
I don't. That's fine. You know, I don't
You know,
care.
you know what's interesting is I have I'm super sarcastic. I'm very like witty. My whole life I'm like, dude, you should see my fucking son. Like this kid is like me
Right.
on 2.0. But like I can walk into a room and the vibe can shift when I walk in. It could be good, but then I can walk in a room and I can tell the two people that like, fuck, there he is.
Well, the thing about you, Ronan, is that you're like undercover.
Yeah.
Like you walk into the room looking like you trade crypto,
Yeah.
and then you just
yeah.
go in there and fucking take over and lay waste.
Yeah.
You know, they're
so
not expecting unless they know you.
If
I've
given
always
the stage, he will.
yeah. See, there you go. Hey, we're running fucking talking too much.
No.
I just
Land the
got,
plane,
punked by a fucking accountant.
No, it's not that. I'm saying, Ronan, you genuinely seize the opportunity, and that's what makes you have that entrepreneurial spirit and
Yeah.
push and drive. And you can't take that away from you. You
Right.
are who you are. I've known
Yeah.
that 38 fucking years.
And that's the whole
motherfucker.
point of the podcast is like,
Yeah,
Right.
pushing the envelope.
you know what I'm saying? Like we love to talk shit. We love to make fun of each other. We love to like, you know, the whole title of Pushing the Envelope came up from John and I just talking back and forth. It was like, you know, we weren't even talking about titling the show. It just came up to like, well, we like talking shit and we like pushing the envelope with certain issues. And then John was like, wait a minute, that makes a lot of sense.
Well,
So
look,
believe it
let's-
or not, I'm the persona of the team, and John, scary enough, is the brains. So
hey, it's
wish
working
us
out,
luck,
dude.
brother.
Well, like, look, man, life is so tragic and so horrific, and horrible shit happens every day. If we
Yeah.
can't fucking laugh at it, it's gonna consume us.
Yeah, we gotta
If
laugh.
we can't poke fun at the shit that scares us,
Yeah,
we're fucked.
I will tell you, it's kind of funny with Ronan being a partner in this endeavor and knowing him my whole life. Sometimes I don't know if I can go to him and just say something on the more serious side because I might get a like, suck a dick, eat nuts, you know, something like that. Like you never know. So like, I definitely think that for us is the angle that
no,
that when we
Look, you
no
might say
I
that,
think
but
it's
he
a good
still
thing.
cares.
I love it. It's a good flow,
Yeah.
to be
no, I
honest
would
with
still
you.
say that. I would totally say
It wouldn't
that.
be a good
Oh,
friend if you
absolutely.
didn't say that.
No,
I
But
would
he
he
will
listen.
doesn't
care.
mean it. You know, he shows his level of paying attention through comedy, I would say. You know, he'll
Yeah.
make anything funny, and I love that. That's,
Yeah.
you know, there's
Well,
no
that-
seriousness in him unless it's like his kids, his wife, and his XRP. I mean,
Yeah,
that's about
yeah.
it. Maybe
That's
his
the whole
dog.
family history.
Yeah, it's I don't know, man. I don't know if it's the Irish thing, but like
Oh,
my
it's
dad's super
100% the
sarcastic.
best Christmas Eves I've ever spent in my life
Oh,
were at
yeah,
the
that-
McAvoy
yeah, I know what
house.
you're talking about.
Dude, Christmas Eves that go like Santa Claus doesn't come because we're all awake, like
Right.
drinking, like
No, he's waiting for you all to pass out.
Yeah, there was one Christmas Eve we got fucking absolutely shit faced with my brother.
absolutely that Christmas, James, that movie came out across the country, Christmas
Oh,
of
yeah.
2000. His brother starred, wrote, produced everything. I mean, he didn't.
He wrote a movie about my dad. My dad used to sell hair pieces, and it's this comedy. It's this Irish comedy. It's fucking hilarious.
What's it called?
It's called An Everlasting Peace.
Everlasting Peace.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's about these two Irish dudes trying to sell hair pieces in Ireland, and like the.
Is it on like Netflix and shit?
It might
It's
be
on
a-
Amazon. You can
Yes.
download an
Yeah,
episode on
Amazon.
Amazon. But
Yeah, it's
for
just-
me to get this, I had to steal this from our public library about 15 years ago. I saw
Hey.
it on the shelf. I was like,
When
that's
the
never.
fuck did you ever go to a library?
That is
if they
never-
didn't want you to
remember,
steal it, they wouldn't
All
make
my
it.
children
Right.
are grown now. I had little ones back then.
Okay. All right. Well, I think we can land the plane here, but this is definitely. I'm glad we did this. This is
It's fun,
I
man.
think we should do another one too. I mean, it's
Whenever
Yes,
y'all are
thank
ready,
you,
man.
James. Thank
Yeah,
you.
it
You
makes-
have been wonderful.
yeah, dude. And you know, that wraps up our first ever interview. So when we're at the moon,
My first ever podcast. Woo-hoo.
and listen, one day in the near future, when PTE's killing it, you're gonna have that trophy on your wall.
I'm gonna need a backstage pass.
And we're gonna need some songs, so we can collaborate that way too.
All right. Well, as soon as I get my studio built back, because when you go to prison, people don't hold on to your shit. They pound that shit off real quick. So
I bet. Well, look, dude, super thankful for you taking time out. I know
thank
you
you
got
guys.
stuff going on, and we big shout out to Big Swervin303, and thank you so much for taking your time with us, chopping it up.
hell yeah.
And like I said, it went exactly the way I thought it would.
Sweet. That's what I
Even
like to hear.
better, even better than the way I thought. But
That's what I like to hear.
we don't like to play it safe. We like to push the envelope, poke the bear.
Oh yeah.
Turn
Well,
some
I mean-
rocks over and fuck some shit up.
There's some really cool cats on TikTok. You're gonna run into a bunch of them, I'm sure. There's some really janky cats on there too. So I hope you find the best. I'll help you find the best. I'll filter some towards you. If you want.
Yeah, dude.
Please
Whatever.
do.
However you can help us, or or if you see us doing something that's not right, by all means, John gets a
I'll
little
get on your live
sensitive.
and call you out. Fuck it.
No, and before Ronan takes it away, James, I have a question. How was the process for you, dealing with us to get here to this point where we got on the show? Did I help? Did I make it easy?
Yeah, hell
Did
yeah.
Ronan,
Absolutely.
because I know this morning he was like, hey, is it cool if I email him? I was like, absolutely. He would love that. So we want to make sure that content creators, when they learn about us, we're going to make it as easy as possible to get them here. We just need them sitting right where you are.
I
But
think you guys are opening the floodgates. I think you guys are going to get a ton of messages, because there's a lot of people that want to do this. I've never done it before. I thought it was interesting, and it didn't disappoint. Period. Y'all facilitated it like you've done this a million times.
Yeah.
So
Well, we haven't.
shit.
well,
So
no, thank you. I take that as a compliment.
James,
Thank you.
I'll make you a little side bet, right? I'll bet it's 10:56. I'll bet you. Look, look. I'll bet you that this fucking dude right here will not go to bed until all this shit is posted on YouTube.
That's how you got to do it, man. You got to,
So-
like I said, you got to go when the mood strikes.
John, go take a bump or something and get that shit on the get that.
Get that shit on the net.
Yeah, so
Oh,
I
yes.
know. Hey, I know James has people looking out for it for tomorrow. So let's see if we can get it out by tomorrow
Bro,
or
I
something.
had people hitting me up that I did not expect to hit me up. Like, when can I hear it?
Yeah.
When can I watch this thing? And I'm like, tomorrow? I don't know. I'm going to bed.
It might come out at 3:42 in the morning, but
Okay.
All right, cool.
We were
Well,
saying
look,
all the great stuff happens at late night TikTok. So
there you go. Well, look, man, thanks again, man. Appreciate it. And John, good job setting that up. I love this
appreciate you
whole
guys.
collaboration. You know what I'm saying?
Sweet.
Yep. It's
So-
only up from here, my man.
Hell yeah.
Dudes supporting dudes. Let's get it.
Hell yeah. Well, let me know when y'all are ready again. I'll talk to y'all later.
All right, cool, man. Thanks a lot.
Yep. Bye.